a guest that wasn't cleared by Khabib, and then like Khabib was not happy about that.
He's a bitch for what he said. He's a bitch because
Nicksick discussed what it was like training with Khabib Nurmagomedov, describing him as a very intense and disciplined athlete. He also shared a story about an incident where Khabib wasn't pleased with Belal Muhammad. Apparently, Belal brought a guest to a training session without getting Khabib's approval first, which didn't sit well with Khabib, given his strict approach to training environments.
So when Khabib was out here and running practices over the UFC PI, I reached out and asked if it was okay if I came in, because it's invite only, you know? And he's like, yeah, come through. It's very serious, but very regimented. There's no music, there's no bullshitting. Like, they're not there to talk shit with one another and joke around. And it's, dude, you're there and it's work from the moment you step on the mat until the moment you're off the mat. One of the funny things too was Belal Muhammad brought a guest that wasn't cleared by Khabib, and then like Khabib was not happy about that. And like just kind of made me realize like I sometimes open my doors too much. Really stood out to me and you know how he handled that situation.
How did he handle that situation?
It was kind of like you could feel like he was joking, but he wasn't. He was serious about it. And Belal was like, oh dude, I'm so sorry. You know, and he goes, I don't know who this guy is. Khabib and I are sitting here and he kind of looks at me and he's like, yeah, Eric, are you gonna let a guy in your gym that you don't know? Maybe he's fighting one of your guys. Like just kind of like just punking Belal like in front of everybody. It was funny. But obviously, you know, Khabib let the guys still continue to train, but there was a process to that I felt like it was important.
Israel Adesanya strongly criticizes Dricus du Plessis for claiming he'd be the first true African champion, labeling him as privileged for his remarks.
you know, Abdul Razak said it before his fight about 3 weeks ago, saying like, you know, I respect Dricus, but he's a bitch for what he said. He's a bitch because Dricus is saying I train in Africa, I do this in Africa, and then people like Razak and myself who are forced to flee our own country because of, you know, a better opportunity. He'll never understand that because he lives behind the fucking gates of his privileged life in South Africa, and he's able to do that there. So someone like Francis, who had to cross the desert to go overseas to go train, if you know Francis' story, you can't call him not a real African champion because he didn't train in Africa. It's like, bro, are you fucking kidding? The guy got sent back out to the desert 6-7 times to go die, and he survived. Like the things he said, and even without Francis being champion, without myself being champion, without Kamaru being champion, he would have never been champion. We paved the way for him, and then he comes out there and tries to take it all for himself. What kind of mindset is it that you see 3 African champions and you're going to be the 4th one? He tries to say, take it all for himself. That's a colonialist mindset, and he doesn't understand the error of his ways, but I will show him the way.
Alexander Volkanovski shows off his breakdancing moves.
You're a bit of a fan of breakdancing, I understand, because I saw this video and it gained my... Look at this.
I think he qualifies, you know what I mean? What do you reckon?
Bob, would you mind doing another one for us?
I could do it. Should we do it?
You want to do an aerobic now?